Okay, so we're going to, given that this is the very end of November, we're going to introduce an American tradition that has become a global tradition, Black Friday shopping, where it came from, why people do it, and why it's caught on around the world. It's a lesson that I like to teach this time of year because it's interesting. And then we'll watch a couple of videos of Black Friday sales around the world within the past 5 years and today, and we'll discuss what we see in small groups. So a lot of watching and a lot of discussing with one another. And then we will collectively read the article about the history of that tradition, and we'll take our 10-minute break. Then we'll look at the story of a woman who was made famous, not in a good way, during Black Friday about 6 or 7 years ago. And it'll be a listening exercise. And I'm going to introduce the end of semester evaluation. So that's the plan. So if you came here to speak English, you came to the right place. We'll be doing a lot of that today, with a little bit of reading and listening in between. So here we go. I'm going to move to the correct slide. There we are. All right. So I'm going to start off class just by playing this, I'd say, historic video. Historic as of 2019. Hold on a second. Oh, it's not playing my. Oh, very interesting. Hold on one moment. That was the one I had prepared. That's embarrassing. 2019. Hold on a second. 2019. Well, there we go. I think this was it. Yes, that's the one. I'm not sure why it wasn't playing in my slides. Hold on a second. So I'm adjusting my slides as we speak. There we are. Okay, there we are. So it's a compilation from the year 2019. And I put a simple question here to begin conversation. Wow, it's just not playing in the slides. I don't know why. Okay. So I'll just play it on the YouTube site. And I'll write my question. My question is, what makes people act this way? So it's one of the, this is kind of a sociology question. If you take a sociology class in college or high school, they will discuss crowd behavior. So the phenomenon of how people act when they're in large crowds. If you see a crowd of people doing crazy things, individually, they very likely would not act this way. But for one reason or another, when people are gathered together in crowds, they're capable of doing very irrational and sometimes dangerous things. So the question is, what makes people act this way? Here we go. So I'll play it all the way through, and then we can discuss.
Ah bah. On se calme, on se calme, on se calme, on se calme, on se calme. Non, il faut passer. Non, il faut faire le tour. Look at this shit, bro. Hey! Fighter, take that shit, yeah. Pull it. Man, just let go of it, you know what I'm saying? Grab that shit. Pull it! You know what I'm saying?
You don't snap? You put something on snap?
No, I ain't putting no snap.
We're getting in. That is how they've been waiting. Here we are. Get ready. That's how you got into ushering in Black Friday.
Yo, Kenny, baby, what's going on?
Oh, Shirley Cotton. Oh, ready. Security, dude.
All right. So that was a compilation put together from 2019. This one, there it is. So, whoops. So there's the question. Take a moment. And you know what? Since I couldn't get this to play on my on the slide for whatever reason, I'll just find a crazy moment here. There we go. I'll just take that screenshot, and that if anybody arrives in the middle of the discussion, they can see what we're discussing. So there we go. All right. So let us begin. What makes get rid of that video. Okay. what makes people act this way? So we just saw a compilation of people in various parts of the world losing their minds. I'm willing to bet that if you met one of the people acting that crazy on the street and said hello, they wouldn't seem so crazy. But for whatever reason, in that moment, people can do very strange and dangerous things. Let's discuss what makes people act this way.
Teacher,
Yes.
the money is, the money is the big thing.
Great.
We
Say
see
more.
people, we saw them normal, but when the people, they saw somewhere they can save their money, so they can do anything.
You mean save money?
Yeah,
Well,
like
let's
they
talk.
can get
What are
cheap,
they? What makes they're there to shop? Well, usually when people shop, they don't act that crazy. What?
like they can get the cheap on the cheap price. You know,
Yeah.
they thought we will get uh, the electronics or the big things, you
Mhm.
know, the expensive things like they can get on little money.
So
So that
people are willing to get a good deal, but we saw people fighting. We saw and people from all over the world, young and old, going
yeah
crazy
yeah
for a good deal on a whatever on a coffee maker or TV or
yes
something.
yeah
And
same thing in my
various
country.
parts of the world.
Yeah, some people they are fighting for the, you know, for the designer clothes. They want to get it, and there is like short quantity of that thing. So they want it, and they just start fighting.
Where does this desire come from? Because it's not like these things are given away for free. They're still spending some money. They're just getting a good discount, you know, whatever, 20, 30% off,
Yeah,
sometimes 50%. Great deals, but
but the realtor they got, you know, a lot of profit on that day.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, I saw in the on the article.
You said realtor. You mean
Yes,
retailers?
retailers.
Retailers.
Yeah,
Big
retailers.
companies get a lot of money.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
On the article they say like when some businesses they lose their profit,
Aha.
so they can make like a lot of profit on Black Friday. So one of the reason of Black Friday came. So
Good. You were ahead of the game. You've already read the article we're about to read. Good job, Anila. Setting a high bar for everybody else in the class. I love it. So Anila got us off to a great start. People want those good deals. They want to save some money on these things that they want. But let's go deeper. What is the reason people want these particular things so badly? I see. I'm gonna call on somebody with their camera off because I'm curious. Daniel, my friend, what makes people this crazy?
Uh, yes, I think it's a low price. So when you want to get something and and you know that thing will cost enough money, that time and that time you will find what you want in a low pre. Okay, in a lower pre. I said, but it's good to go to take it. So I think.
Well, let's talk about that desire. We all want things. We have desires in our life. We want the things that we want. We want to feel happiness. We want various, we want to achieve our goals in life. If it's a really nice jacket, if it is a an expensive home appliance, where does this desire come from? To turn a rational person into a completely mad and irrational person.
Teacher, I think one of the problems too is because there are not enough product to satisfy anyone. The fact if the moment pass, it will be difficult for them to find with the same price some products that they desire desire to get. Sometimes they are fighting for one product. Someone I get it first. For me is one of the problems.
So a lot of people want only a few things that are only available right then. Yeah, that's true.
Teacher, I think the possibility like Amazon and other businesses give to other online could help with that problem, but even that the people like go in person to the market, to the shop for getting the product. But it's like a culture for me, I think.
I think you're onto something. Let's talk about the culture that Gene is discussing, and I think Sandra, you just joined us. We just watched actually Sandra just joined us. Gracie or Fatima or Lunique, can you explain to Sandra what it is that we just watched and we're talking about?
Yeah, teacher. This image helped me to understand the behavior of the people, the society.
Yeah.
When he wants to satisfy his appetite. The society where there is no strong justice, you can understand what can happen. In this time, the people want to buy in low price. They fight. If it was free, you imagine what can happen. I understand the society is very, very difficult for him to control his appetite.
I wrote down the word satisfaction.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yes. So there has to be some desire to get this satisfaction over these things that are available in the stores. So Sandra, we watched a compilation of Black Friday shopping videos from around the world. I have actually a second one, but I'll just do a quick one. Another question I put here: what are some of the reasons this American tradition has been adopted around the world? Here's Black Friday in Brazil. People are running in Israel, Russia, Canada, South Africa. And the one that we were just looking at was a compilation of ones that were really crazy, where people are getting pushed, people are getting stomped on. You had people fighting with each other, and just it was just lots of snapshots of very, very mad behavior, just like a world gone crazy. So that's what we're looking at. And then I put the question here: what makes people act this way? Many of you have, I'm curious, many of you have come to America leaving very compromising situations, political upheaval, war, devastating situations to start your life here. When you look at when you look at people who seem to be in stable societies, who don't seem to be starving to death, who don't seem to be, running from a war, acting this way. What are your thoughts?
I think, teacher, it's crazy, the people when we saw them.
I think so too. That's why I find it so interesting.
Yeah, we can imagine how they can do like this, but it's like the one thing we heard, like special thing. One person heard, oh, there is the sale. It's big discount.
Mhm.
So they are all going on one plate. It's like they copy other people. So when they are get together, so it's become a big crowd and
Mhm.
make like this.
I think not always is a real discount. I think the people, the companies play with our game, our brain. They suppose that we think they are giving us a big discount, but it's not true. It's not true. If you analyze, if you see, you say, oh, why I have to make in a long line or something like that, because they are playing with that.
Yeah.
It's not always a big discount. It's our
Companies, they make money.
For us, it's a kind of reward or something like that. I don't know.
I'm going to give you a word: manipulation.
Yes, it's right. Perfect. They manipulate
Yeah.
our brain.
Yeah, it's a politic. A lot of business practice too in Haiti, but we don't have Black Friday like United States it or the other country. But in Haiti, some of business practice in December, a thing like that. They when they have a stock and they want to sell the stock, to sell the stock and to buy other thing,
Yes.
they give a discount. They give a low price to
Yeah.
to ex to excite people to come to buy those things. So I understand I understand that video. I don't think it's crazy. I think they need really something. By example, if I need this telephone and I know I can find it with a lower pre, but I will go to fight to take it because I need it. It's not only me who wants this telephone. Okay, it's not only me who wants this telephone. There's the other people, but we're gonna fight to take it because the price is low. In Haiti, some of a business practice that thing, but it's in December when they want to sell the stock they have we plan I don't know.
Replenish,
I
replace.
think it's yeah.
You make a good point that each person we see in these videos, we don't know their situation. We don't know what it is that they need, what they're after. But you're also talking about the basic practice. Everybody knows supply and demand. If a store has a lot of something, they will reduce the price and make a big sale. But that's
Yeah.
not that, but that's all year round. If they have too much of something, they want to get rid of it, they will reduce the price and then sell something else and then get something else to sell. But this is an extraordinary example of
But I
this.
think, teacher, the Black Friday is just a name, just a famous day, like people wants the cheaper things. But I think we can get like on very low price like other days. But this is just the special day for people think we can get very cheap thing.
Well, we're later in class, we're going to find out exactly where it came from. Now, it did come from the US. And Nilla, you read the article, and those of you who read the article know exactly which city it originally came from. Before I put you into breakout rooms, the next question is this. What are some of the reasons this American tradition has been adopted around the world? It did first come from the US. Well, actually, you know what? It won't give away too much. Who could tell me which American city it came from? The word Black Friday, the tradition, that Friday after Thanksgiving.
I think, teacher, Philadelphia.
Yes, that's it. It was first called Black Friday in the city of Philadelphia, not too far from us. So if you've been to New York, it's pretty close to New York, next to right near New Jersey. So it did come from Philadelphia, but it has now become this worldwide practice. So there's, like I showed you, so Brazil, Russia, Canada, US, the United Arab Emirates, South Africa. There's people running in to go buy stuff. So the question I'm going to give to you for breakout rooms, what are some of the reasons this American tradition has been adopted around the world? I forgot to put a question mark there, but that's the question I'm going to give everybody for breakout rooms. Here we go. Breakout room time. Everybody sees the question. They know they're ready. They got the question in their mind, know what to talk about. Okay, if you understand me, say nothing. Perfect, everybody understands, good. All right, everybody, we are back. So just before the break, we finished up our discussions. We looked at those, the compilation of videos from the 2010s, put together in 2019, with people going insane on Black Friday. Then I showed this report from Reuters and this report from CBS Morning, showing how things have changed a bit. I'll play this one more time, and then we can all discuss what exactly has changed. So this is just last week.
Shoppers were expected to turn out in record numbers on Black Friday, but thin crowds were seen outside stores on what has historically been the busiest shopping day of the year. At this Best Buy in suburban Chicago, only about 30 shoppers braved the cold and stood in line before the store opened at 5 a.m. on Friday. Deal catcher Kevin said he was glad to be there.
But I feel pretty good finally getting a PS5. It just, sacrificing some sleep to get it.
Rain deterred shoppers from physically going to the stores in other parts of the country. At Macy's flagship store in New York City, which was cloudy with occasional light rain, there was hardly any foot traffic.
Welcome
but
back
more
to
people
CBS
were
sleep to get it.
To the stores in other parts of the country. At Macy's flagship store in New York City, which was cloudy with occasional light rain, there was hardly any foot traffic. But more people were expected to bargain hunt online. Thanksgiving Day online sales jumped to a record of $5.3 billion, according to Adobe Analytics. Overall, the National Retail Federation estimates that 166.3 million people are planning to shop between Thanksgiving Day and Cyber Monday, nearly 8 million more than the year before. Some retail insiders do, however, think Americans could pull back on their holiday spending this year as inflation and higher energy costs bite their wallets. A survey of nearly 1,700 U.S. consumers by S&P Global shows that 26% of respondents are looking to spend less this holiday season, while 66% said they will spend roughly the same amount as last year, and only 7% said they will spend more.
Welcome back. The whole month, there are good bargains to be found this year, especially.
3, 2, 1! Overnight waits, doorbuster deals, and sometimes more than just a few sharp elbows. A beloved custom for some, a day others avoid at all costs. For decades, few traditions have kicked off the holiday season quite like this.
To me, Black Friday means stress and anxiety and crowds.
What's so fun about Black Friday?
It's a kind of like atmosphere.
An estimated 115 million people are planning to shop in stores and online the day after Thanksgiving this year, compared to 64 million on Cyber Monday. But even while it continues to be the most popular shopping day, Black Friday as we know it may never be the same.
Is Black Friday dead?
Black Friday is not dead. It's just changing a lot.
Kristen Gall is the president of Rakuten Rewards, a cashback app that partners with thousands of retailers.
Black Friday is supposed to be the Friday after Thanksgiving. Why are we seeing deals now?
Consumer shopping has changed significantly since the pandemic. A lot fewer of us are willing to go to the stores on Black Friday and battle people and use our elbows. That retailers are more willing to allow us to shop over a longer period of time.
Excess inventory left over from the pandemic is also moving up those holiday sales.
There are always discounts, bargains, and sales during this time, but I think it's going to be more aggressive than ever before.
Because they are trying to move that inventory out.
Correct. They don't have space in their warehouses. They are going to lower prices on everything.
That includes the outdoor outfitters REI, which started pulling back from Black Friday itself in 2015 when it closed its doors, shocking the retail industry. This year, the company announced the move will be permanent.
How would you describe Black Friday?
Well, prior to 2015, I would have described it as a bit crazy.
We met REI president and CEO Eric Artz at the company's flagship store in Seattle.
Is Black Friday dead?
Well, it's certainly dead at REI.
You're essentially taking the day off. What does that mean for your bottom line?
Our business has thrived. In 2021, inclusive of Black Friday actions, we posted a record year in both sales and profits. It's a testament to the fact that putting your purpose and your people first, putting it ahead of your profits, the profits will come in due course.
Stores like Target, Macy's, and Walmart have followed suit in recent years by closing on another once major shopping day, Thanksgiving, but still want in on the Black Friday action, even as many stay home.
Your approach to Black Friday this year is,
we'll see what happens.
Given all that, the question is, when should you do your shopping? If you're willing to.
All right, so a number of things have changed. Who could tell me some of the things that have changed? I'll put the question there. What exactly?
I think the difference because everything now is so high, the people maybe can go to the store and buy something. Maybe they don't have like enough money to go to the Black Friday. And no, I think.
Welcome back to CBS Mornings.
the Black Friday too, it changed. No, a lot of discount. Not like the year before. That's my opinion. If is that right or no?
Well, there are discounts, but there's
I think,
there's
teacher,
no
the
difference.
COVID.
I think
COVID.
they can buy, yeah, I think they can buy it online. They don't need to go to the company anymore to buy in full, but they can every people don't need to go to the company. They can buy online, I think.
Anila, what were you saying?
COVID, teacher, when the COVID comes, so no one wants to go to physically to the
Yeah.
store. Yeah, everybody starts shopping online. And the one reason I think in the past years, the COVID was there, so people don't have money that time, and they didn't shop. And the companies, they have a lot of stuff inventory. So right now they start earlier the sale, the online. We can shop earlier before the Black Friday.
Online shopping has a little bit to do with it. Well, who remember in 2020 when COVID was really, really bad? Well, yeah, go ahead, Lunik.
Yeah, teacher is Jean. I
Jean,
think,
I'm sorry.
teacher, there is inflation.
Inflation, yeah. Fatima was mentioning that.
Has
Yeah.
an impact. Last time I heard Mr. Jeff Bezos said the people had to be careful right now to expend their money in the right way, because at the end of this year or in the beginning of the next year will be hard. We can have a negative impact in the economy. I think the people try to expend the money carefully and try to not be crazy.
You're right. You're right about that. Bezos did give a big warning to people to kind of ease up on those big purchases. He said, this might not be the best time to buy a new car or something like that. And I don't know. Maybe you're right. You might be shopping less. I think this report did give some kind of a survey about that. Hold on a second. Let me see. Right about, it wasn't a visual, but anyway, that was mentioned right here. Any other reasons?
I think one
Things are-
reason is that Black Friday became more longer than one day. It can be a week.
Yes, it's
So
spread
people
out.
can buy things not only on Friday, they can buy things the whole week.
Yes. Yeah, it's now, they call it Black Friday, but they'll start like 4 or 5 days ahead of time or 2 to 3 days after it. So that name Black Friday, it's really spread out over a week or so. It's another good point. Yes. Excellent, excellent. So now I am shifting gears to the article. So this tradition that has started in America, gone around the world. Let's see. Gone all around the world. It is now ever changing. Well, where did it come from? Let's find out. We know that it did come from the city of Philadelphia. Well, let's find out exactly. Oh, I will love this. It was updated this year by history.com. I love this. So What's the real history of Black Friday? The retail bonanza known as Black Friday is now an integral part of many Thanksgiving celebrations, but this holiday tradition has darker roots than you might imagine. All right. So let's all right, let's start reading. Okay, I'll highlight this first paragraph. Who would like to volunteer to read the first paragraph? We can just go round robin. Olha, go for it.
The first recorded use of the term Black Friday was applied not to post-Thanksgiving holiday shopping, but to financial crisis, specifically the crash of the US gold market on September 24, 1869. Two notoriously ruthless Wall Street financiers, Jay Gould and Jim Fisk, worked together to buy up as much as they could of the nation's gold, hoping to drive the price sky high and sell it for astonishing profits. On that Friday in September, the conspiracy finally unraveled, sending the stock market into free fall and bankrupting everyone from Wall Street barons to farmers.
Excellent. So this is an event in 1869, 4 years after the Civil War. It's not talked about much, but that was known as Black Friday. Was during this stock market crash of the 19th century, where the price of gold was really shaky. And I use the term robber barons from chapter 2. Jay Gould and Jim Fisk. They were known as robber barons. They tried to manipulate the price of gold. Good job, Olha. I think, was that Jean who wanted to read the next paragraph, or Lunik?
Okay.
Lunik.
Yeah.
Go for it.
The most commonly repeated story behind the Thanksgiving shopping.
Sorry. Oh yeah, keep going.
Okay. The most commonly repeated story behind the Thanksgiving shopping related Black Friday tradition links into retailers. As the story goes, after an entire year of operating at a loss in the red, stores would supposedly earn a profit, went into the black on the day after Thanksgiving because holiday shoppers blew so much money on discounted merchandise. Third day, it's true that retail companies use to record loss in red at profit in black when doing the accounting. This version of Black Friday's origin is officially sanctioned but inaccurate story behind the, I don't see.
Oh yeah, that's behind the story behind the tradition. There it is. For some reason, I was trying to highlight it for you. I think, yeah, you read the whole thing. This article is where I like to teach 2 American idioms, and I just sent us a popular song to everybody's WhatsApp. Well, popular as in the early 80s, late 70s. In the red and in the black. So the colors in American English have an inclination of financial strain and financial comfort. So If you are in the red, that is a term for business, where if you own a business and you're losing money every month, you're in the red.
Oh.
Has anyone ever heard that phrase? If you
Yes.
have a profit each month and you're saying, okay, we're doing all right, we could maybe hire some more people, we can expand, we can think about the future, we can put some money in the bank, that is in the black. So that's American English. The two colors have financial inclinations. In the red means you're really struggling. And it could also mean personally. So that's the song that I gave you. It's by a band from the 70s called War. And they had a couple of hits. Why Can't We Be Friends and a few others. So if you're on Spotify, you can listen to that. It'll be a music appreciation class. But they did have a popular song called In the Red. And it was during the energy crisis of the late 1970s, where inflation in America was really, really high, if that sounds familiar. And the whole song is, I can't pay my phone bill, I can't pay my rent, I can't pay this, that, or the other, I'm living in the red. And that's the song. And when you play it, you can hear it's from about 40 years ago, but it's still nice, it makes you want to dance, but it's about living under high inflation. And it's called In the Red. Everything's so expensive. How do I survive? In the red. So the whole promotion of Black Friday for retailers means, wait a minute, we're making money. These people are fighting to come spend their money here. We're in the black. Woohoo! We've all got jobs. Yay! I don't care if they kill each other to buy these TVs. We're in the black. We're doing okay. So that's the historical context of the name Black Friday. But we don't have a location. Where's this geographic location coming from? Let's find out. Oh, and by the way, I love these pictures right here. This is the first Macy's parade in New York in 1924. This guy we learned about during the banking workshop. Franklin Roosevelt, whose policies created a lot of social infrastructure, so like Social Security. He created the FDIC, that banking insurance we learned about. He actually wanted to move. He suggested moving Thanksgiving back 1 week early so that people would start shopping and stimulate the economy. That never caught on, but he actually suggested it. And then there's the 1950s and 60s Black Friday as we know it today, and then the familiar pictures of people running into the shopping malls, which would be most common in the 2010s, but it seems now in the 2020s not so much. So let's see what's next. There are myths. Who knows what the word myth is? What is a myth?
Like the people make something.
Wait, mythology. What is a myth?
Uh,
Not truly story, no?
Like
Right.
make it.
A legend, a myth, right? Something that is not based in fact. So a story many people might tell that is not based in fact. There are myths about Black Friday. Who wants to take this next paragraph?
I will read it, teacher.
Go for it.
In recent years, another myth has surfaced that gives a particularly ugly twist to the tradition, claiming that back in the 1800s, southern plantation owners could buy enslaved workers at a discount on the day after Thanksgiving. Though this version of Black Friday's roots has understandably led some to call for a boycott of the retail holiday, it has no basic in fact.
That is correct. So yes, it was widely believed the term was related to American slavery, but that is actually a myth. So where did it actually come from? What city? Who wants to take the next paragraph? We've got a lot of people.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Was that Daniel and Sandra or Daniel and Fatima?
Daniel and Gracie.
Yeah.
Okay, I got an idea. Turn your cameras on and do rock, paper, scissors. Turn your cameras on and do rock, paper, scissors. That'll be fun. Okay, here we go. All right. I'll count to 3, okay? All right, wait, Gracie, we need your camera on.
Gracie.
All right, so make sure, put your fist up where the camera is, and we'll do rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, all right, Daniel, you and I, here we go. If you beat me,
Okay.
Daniel, you win. You win. If I win, Gracie goes. Here we go. Well, we'll do 1, 2, 3, and then go. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Ah, I win. Okay. All right. Gracie, you take this one, and Daniel, you take the next one. Okay.
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 Me a chance, please. Wait a moment. I'm going.
No problem. So the real history.
Okay, the real history behind Black Friday, however, is not as sunny as retailers may have you believe. Back in the 1950s, police in the city of Philadelphia used the term to describe the chaos.
Chaos.
The chaos that ensued on the day after Thanksgiving, when hordes of suburban shoppers and tourists poured into the city in advance of the big Army-Navy football game held on that Saturday every year. Not only were Philly Cubs not able to take the day off, but they had to work extra long shift dealing with the additional crowds and traffic. Shoplifters also took advantage of the bad land on stores and made of which merchandise, adding to the law enforcement headache. Sorry, my glasses are crazy.
No problem. All right. I actually just remembered. I just looked up a historic image, political cartoon from the Philadelphia Inquirer. I'm sending to everyone on WhatsApp right now. So yes, that day after Thanksgiving. Oh, whoops. Hang on. That'll take a minute. Okay. The day after Thanksgiving, as Black Friday, I'm going to send it to everybody in just a moment. The day after Thanksgiving, that does come from police really upset about having to work while the whole city is crowded and drunk during a college football game. So it's a big college football game where everybody comes to watch, and it's, you see the World Cup how people go crazy. Just like that's how Americans can get with college football, American football. So everybody's drunk and everybody's in the middle of the city and they're fighting and they're crazy. And the police are like, "Oh, I don't want to work today. Can I stay home?" That's where it would be the day after Thanksgiving. And I just found a little cartoon from the Philadelphia Inquirer that I'm going to share with everybody right here. It is. Okay, sharing with you right now in WhatsApp. There it is. Okay, boom, that's it. All right, Daniel, thank you for waiting patiently. By 1961.
Okay. By 1961, Black Friday had caught it's that
Caught on.
caught on his Philadelphia to the extent that the city's machines of boosters tried successful to change it to Big Friday in order to remove the negative connotations. The term didn't spread to the rest of the country until much later. However, and as recently as 1985, it wasn't in common use, not
Nationwide.
nationwide.
Very good.
Sometime in the late 1918s,
80s.
however, we however retailers found way to Black
Reinvent.
Friday reinvent Black Friday and turn it into something that reflected positively rather than negatively on them on their customers. The result was the red to black concept of the holiday mentioned earlier, and the notion that the day after Thanksgiving marked the occasion when American stores finally turned a profit.
Very good. So Thanksgiving marked the occasion when America's stores finally turned a profit. There's that use of the red and the black. So if a store is struggling in September and October, and they need, that they need a cash injection, a big Black Friday sale will bring people onto the streets and bring people into the stores, and that will move their profit margin from the red to the black. All right, who would like to read this last paragraph here? I'll read it. The Black Friday story stuck, and pretty soon the terms darker roots in Philadelphia were largely forgotten. Since then, this one-day sales bonanza has morphed into a 4-day event and spawned other retail holidays, such as Small Business Saturday, Sunday, and Cyber Monday. Stores started opening earlier and earlier on that Friday, and now the most dedicated shoppers can head right out after their Thanksgiving meal. All right, so that's the history. Now for next week, I'm going to introduce a story of a woman who turned into a meme, and I think around 2012. That's the story of Doretha Arnold. She suffered quite a bit of public humiliation online due to a Black Friday event that got out of control. We're going to learn about her next class. If there's a little bit of time, I'll introduce it. But right now, I'm going to introduce one of the last assignments for the semester. It is the end of semester evaluation on Google Classroom, and I'll show you how to do it. So it's pretty simple. At the end of the semester, we only have a few more weeks left of classes. I'll meet with you individually to have a little chat just to see how you're doing, see any updates, find out what's going on, if you got a new job, if you're moving, this, that, and the other. I'll give you my recommendation for next semester and so forth. And here is the end of semester evaluation. So what you want to do is read the directions as always. Please follow the instructions and complete this evaluation form. Please press submit once you have completed it. Thank you. Okay. So here's the program evaluation form. Pretty simple. This is just information for us to see what's going on. Level of English you are currently studying. And everybody should know the answer to this. What's the answer to this, everybody? 5. So you're in level 5 right now. Make sure you don't put level 3 or math college or whatever we put. Okay. So these are all the different levels that we have here. Then online, what learning modality do you prefer? And everybody, just this modality, you probably don't know that word. If you like things as they are online, if you want in person and no online, or if you want a combination of online and in person, click which box you like. And this is anonymous. Please evaluate each of the following criteria about your class. The classes were well organized. Information was presented clearly. Activities were relevant. The level of class was just right. That means if you think it was a little bit too easy for you, maybe you weren't in the right level. If you think it was way too hard, maybe you weren't in the right level. If you think it was just challenging enough, that means you're in the right level. Textbooks were helpful. Some people like these textbooks. Some people hate the textbooks, be honest. I learned from the assignments. I hope you learned something. I hope I taught you something this year. I learned from my peers. I learned from the readings. The pace was the right class. So there you just click strongly disagree, strongly agree. So this is how you fill this out. Please feel free to add any comments or suggestions to improve the program, and then enter your name. This will go to administration. I won't read this. This form automatically goes to Mageni and Lydia and Mariana and Antonio. So your administration team. And then you just press submit. The end. Any questions? No questions at all?
We need to do this one now, or
Oh, I wanted to go over it with everybody now. It's sooner than later. I put the due date as for next week, so December 8th, a week from a little more than a week.
Okay.
So yeah, ideally, if you do it within the next 5 to 6 days is perfect. It'll be good. If you want to do it now, go right ahead.
Yeah, we have the link in Google Classroom.
Yep, it's right there for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You are most welcome. If anybody has trouble finding it, completing it, just let me know. And that's it. All right, so to end class today, I'll show you the store. I'll give you the preview of what we're going to use for our class on Monday. So where's my slide? There it is. All right, so the story of Doretha Arnold. Oh, here we go. There she is. Okay. So she became famous not in a good way. And she really, she suffered a lot of what's called public humiliation. I'm going to write the word down and ask everybody. Public humiliation. What is this? Who could describe, who could identify what this means? Public humiliation.
Something like bullying, no?
Yes, it's related to, you could say it's definitely related to bullying. But bullying could happen in any context. This is public, out in the open.
Maybe when people lost their dignity in public, or like
yes, that? Yes. So that's what the word humiliation means, to be humiliated out in the open in front of everybody. So yes, this is a story we're going to be looking at, and I'll have several questions. I'll give you the questions for discussion next class. You'll have about 5 days to think about it, because your day off is tomorrow. You've got class with Michael on Friday, and then we'll be back together on Monday. But I'll give you the questions now. So the first question I put here: why did Doretha Arnold become a target of ridicule? That might be a new word, and I'll explain it next week, but a target of ridicule. If you want to look it up ahead of time. And then this is an idiom, butt of a joke, the butt of a joke. So that's an American idiom right there. What is the target of ridicule? The butt of a joke. Why does Arnold say the incident was never funny and America got bits and pieces of the truth? Bits and pieces. Who could tell me what that means? Bits and pieces means, oh yeah, go for it, Daniel.
A problem with the truth.
Yeah, a tiny piece of the real story. Like if you're not saying it means not seeing the full picture, not seeing the whole story. Question number 3. Wait, that was question number 2. Question number 3: how does she recall the event in her own words? And then question number 4: what was the response from Walmart about Arnold's claim? So we'll get into those details shortly, but I'm going to show you the video now so you can start thinking ahead of time, and then we can have a more in-depth discussion on Monday. So here we go.
Well, many of you will brave the crowds for those Black Friday deals, but one Grand Rapids woman says don't count her in. She made national headlines 8 years ago in a video I'm sure many of you remember. But new tonight, she's speaking out for the first time, angry about what happened, that it was caught on tape, and what's happened since.
Doretha Arnold gasped, shook her head, and teared up at just one of the videos online.
And some lose a little bit more.
Where she's the target of ridicule, the butt of a joke.
That's what you call getting scalped by prices, huh?
Black Friday 2005, Arnold was one of the first outside the Walmart on 28th Street in Cascade. But by the time the doors opened, the crowd had grown, and when they rushed in, Arnold fell down in the middle of the chaos. But the piece of the video that's caught attention across the country in the years to follow was Arnold's wig falling off.
It's all about this. It's been all about this.
Arnold tore ligaments in her leg in the trampling. It caused a blood clot that she says has led to more medical problems.
It was never funny. It was cut and paste. It was bits and pieces shown, and America got bits and pieces of the truth. I reached out, grabbed that wig, put it on my head, and I covered my head, and I screamed for help.
We reached out to Walmart. A spokesperson told me over the phone the company makes security changes every year, sending me this statement: providing our customers with a safe shopping environment is always our top priority. She went on to say, we're aware that Ms. Arnold submitted a claim, but we had plans in place. The company acted reasonably, and it was denied.
They didn't see any of that.
8 years later, Arnold is still angry at the stampede that rushed over her with not one person stopping to help, angry at being the video replayed every year as the backdrop for Black Friday stories, and fed up with being the target of a fleeting joke.
I've made #1 as the world's dumbest shopper.
Flipped up and rolled down and hit the ground. What are you thinking?
Do you wish you wouldn't have picked up your wig?
No, because it was a moment. It was a moment. I'm not the only woman that has picked up her wig and put it back on her head in a situation that has been hurtful or embarrassing. They've lost the fact that I was hurt.
Clearly still very upset. Arnold also pointed out there have been more Black Friday problems since her incident. 3 years later, a Walmart employee was
Yeah. So that was in the mid 2000s. That's when we're reflecting back on that now. It was so more than 10 years ago. It's now 17 years ago. But that's when the tradition of running into a shopping mall, acting crazy, pushing people out of the way, really got crazy. But for years after the event, this woman would become a meme. Does everybody know what a meme is?
It's something we take for true. I don't.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Become a joke.
Right. Basically, an image of some sort that people pass around to each other, like you know, you ever share a GIF file on your phone? A GIF?
Yes.
So yeah, this was basically for years and years after this event, people would be sharing GIFs on social media. Comedians would talk about her, talk show hosts would talk about her, and just that 10 seconds of her life would be relived throughout America for years and years on Black Friday. And that is, let's see, is now kind of out of the public eye right now, but that is a form of modern day public humiliation. So, public humiliation. All right, so this is preparation for a larger discussion next week. We have just a few minutes of class. I'll put everyone into some quick breakout rooms, and I'll just ask, what are your impressions of this story? For just your first impressions. This is 2005, so about 16 years ago, but this is when that the madness had really got going. It seems that the culture is changing now. People aren't, pushing and fighting as much as we used to see, but it's not too long ago, people had just lost their minds. And a lot of people got hurt. So let's go to a quick breakout room, share your ideas, and then you'll be able to come back on Monday and speak more in depth. Here we go. I'm going to stop sharing. I'll put you into quick breakout rooms. Just share your first impressions. We could do the same breakout rooms. Here we go.